Yes, here we go.
Speak up. My business never sits still for long.
You mentioned you had a job for me.
Queen's Beth whispers of a Valera plot against my family. Something grander than pointless duels. You are a newcomer to the Deadfire, uniquely positioned to loosen Valera tongues.
She taps her chin and regards you thoughtfully.
Zili Valera strums a lute by the watchtowers. A meek-tempered boy. Fonder of song and drink than the family business. He might spill something of his family's affairs.
What if there's no plot against the Badattos?
Then I will sleep better at night.
Sally shrugs, her brow furrowed.
My hopes do not hinge on being proven right at every turn.
I want to rough him up. Wouldn't the governor take an interest in this treachery?
The governor is interested in how much luminous Outtro we can export. Nothing else matters. To that end, I look forward to the day when we won't need Valera thugs backing our interests.
Alright then, I'll go and see what I can get out of Zili Valera.
Try not to alert the Valeras of our knowledge. That is the point of involving an outside agent.
Okay. I'm not going to do that just yet. Now, I know the other family is basically saying, hey, can you help me with this problem? So I'll do this quest for them.
Yeah.
A young man appears either to be composing or practicing a tune on his lute. He stops mid-strum, looking up at you with friendly expression.
Apologies, Lord, if I intrude upon your peace. Inspiration eludes me still. If you are after some scenery, I suggest the far end of the bridge. It smells better when the wind blows in from the sea, of course.
I'm going to be honest. Like I say, I want to be as honest as possible. Siri blinks at you and opens his mouth to speak. Hesitating, he raises a finger to the air.
I'm hardly one to judge, but I'm not sure you're getting the spy part entirely right.
He offers you a guileless smile. I'm going to be direct. I'm trying to find a way to stop the houses from killing each other.
You a distant Badatto cousin or something? I don't know how Ezzali think I can help, but...
He trails off nervously. Well... I've seen my share of family disputes that ended in tragedy, and I'm going to use the aristocrat as well.
If you speak from a place of experience, I can respect that.
Respect.
I may not approve of my family's methods, but I am not about to sabotage them either.
Ooh, okay. I'm not trying to prevent this feud from escalating. I thought you would want to do the same. Diplomatic with diplomacy.
Of course I do. I just...
Billy scratches his cheek and glances over his shoulder.
I caught cousin Persa running her mouth off about the job Belder got her involved in. Persa's been spending time in the Gullet, in the tavern down there. Maybe she could tell you more. But before you go, Ezzali can't hear about this. I told Persa and all the rest of them not to make trouble. If the Juana guards don't get us, Ezzali will.
No promises. I'll consider it. I'll consider it.
Atello still runs the family. Maybe you can get him and Ezzali talking. Not that anyone listens to me.
Okay, so that's good. That's what I wanted. That'll be a good outcome, actually, for that. Cool. I have to be careful how I want to be doing this, because like I say, some things I can get quite quickly and sometimes can take quite a long time. You leave the bustle of the crowds behind, making your way along the winding path into the Gullet. For a time, the path ascends the mountain. Even so, the cramped walls and run-down Juana buildings close in around you, obscuring your view. You come to a dark passage through the mountain, just wide enough to accommodate a wagon. The path here descends steadily into the rock face. After a lengthy journey through the dimly lit tunnel, you come to the gates of the Gullet. The stench hits you first, a foul mixture of rot, stale air, and bodily odours. You notice a guardsman pushing a cart heaped high with mouldering food, which must account for some of the smell. Ahead, the homes of the Gullet emerge as a collection of the lights amid the darkness. You hear the rush of water below, and a frigid breeze wafts from the unseen depths like an exhalation. So this is the rundown place then.
Traveler, have you... Surely you've a scrap to spare.
A gaunt Ruparu woman grabs your leg. She paws at you with a wee grip, fingers bone thin and trembling.
Mercy, traveler. Never have I been so hungry.
Do you have no access to food?
Always there is prize share. The pile has grown leaner these years. Little falls to our pile that is not rotten or sour from this week and maybe before. Forgive me, I say too much. If you would know more, ask Enoi.
Enoi.
Our elder listens to those in need, and he speaks out of earshot of the guards. He's there, in the house to the right when you cross the bridge. He can speak of the hunger.
Her quivering arm points towards the southeast. He's the leader around here. She chuckles darkly.
The Gullet is a lawless place, forgotten. The only authority here is the Matarus, and they don't work on our behalf. But if it is a wise man you want, seek Enoi in his home. He tries to keep us safe and fed. He does not always succeed, but he does try.
All that matters.
Trying's worth a lot down here.
Give her some food. The woman snatches the food from your hands with surprising speed, eyes darting a glance for any onlookers before she shoves it between her teeth. She nods desperately, swallows, chokes, chews again, and speaks with her mouth half full from the next bite.
Thank you. I'll share it, I swear. Thank you, traveler.
Okay, alright. Narrows. It's Batman. See, what I do like about this
Star
though?
may be able to help. What say?
Help how? Poison me? Eora, no thanks.
See what I like about this as well is, like I say, that if there's people you want to speak to, that literally has a name above them, which I like. You enter a dim alleyway that reeks of urine and torch smoke. The long passage stretches to your left and right. Shadows move in the guttering torchlight, but they are nothing more than shapes at this distance. The chatter and bustle of the Gullet continues behind you. Go left. The tunnel ends, but another branches off. The only sounds are the creaking of torches and the steady drip of water. You come to a door. It's as solid as the stone around you, with no handle and no knob. It's deathly quiet on the other side. You rap gently on the door and the sound echoes as if in a wide empty space. The tunnel ends, but another branches off. The only sounds are the crackling of torches and the steady drip of water. The alley winds up ahead of you. To the right you hear a dim of a multitude and smell the musk of many bodies. The tunnel broadens into an exit. Through the passage you hear the tumult of the Gullet, the shouting, wailing and laughter of hundreds of Rapurai, the stinks of garbage rafts towards you. Alright, we'll do that again then. I went right the last time, so go forward. Reach the intersection. The tunnel branches off to the right. You hear the distance murmuring voices down the darkened path. But you see no one. Ooh. On your left is the abandoned merchant stall displaying cheap jewellery. The path continues ahead. Inspect the merchant stall. Well, I would have thought you would have done that, but alright. Laid out on various trinkets made from junk, necklace strung with fishbone and shoe buckles, and bracelets made with shards of broken glass. Apparently this stuff isn't even worth selling. Okay. The tunnel opens up ahead of you, racks squeak and skitter away as you approach. The way before you corkscrews into the darkness. Ooh. You make your way forward, feeling the walls to guide yourself into the darkness. Your hands come away slimy. You smell something foul further down the tunnel. The stench of loose bowels and a metallic tang of blood. At the end of the tunnel, you find a body slumped against the wall. Stab wounds read the corpse's clothes and flesh, and its arms and knees twist in unnatural glances. I really would have thought a deer. So I think I'm on my own here. You find a small note stuffed in a dead man's pocket. Read the note. You look. There's a new shipment from your Ripari friends waiting near the lift in Delver's Row. Come get the food, for the cave stinks rots in. Your mad captain, Marina. Give the old man my regards. I put an extra colky in just for him. Don't say I never done anything nice. Okay, so turn around. I want to go left because that'll be the exit where I was. Exit again. Branches to the left. The floor around the entrance is squattered with something as thick as dark as tar. It looks like Seth. Left. A handful of guards emerge to block your way, crossing their thick arms over their chests. One of them spits a precarious black gob at your feet. He rolls a dark plug between his teeth. Better head back, friend. It's invitation only passed here. I'll have to remember that then. Passage open to a long cavern. Below you, ramshackle buildings crowd together like broken teeth. A maze of streets winds between them, some barely wide enough for two to pass abreast. And yet, throngs of people fill the narrow streets and tiny plazas, their voices rising with the smoke of hundreds of torches. Explore the neighbourhood. You pick your way down the worn, uneven stairs and descend into the hubbub below. Juana men, women and children surround you, all laughing, hagging and quivering over one another. You notice a few foreign faces, Valerians, Adarians, and even a few Rutarians slipping through the crowd. A heady mixture of frying fish, unwashed bodies, and accumulated refuse permeates the air. Ooh. You come across the corner where a pair of thugs, a man and a woman, have surrounded the Hawaiian man. He has a pot belly and a nervous expression, and he's backed himself as far into the corner as he can. The thugs advance. It's an exchange. You pay us, we don't hurt you. Okay. I can get intellect with some rationale. I don't think that's going to work either, but I'll give it a go. This isn't worth it. How much are you really going to make of a few poor Rapura. Arrow. The thugs consider your words and nod. He's right. Let's head to the surface. Plenty of money floating around the bathhouse. The man thanks you and nervously scurries off. Continue exploring the neighbourhood. You find yourself in the middle of a short-lined street, packed shoulder to shoulder with the people around you. You can barely move. Then you feel a hand brush your legs as you push through the crowd. You reach down to find your purse lighter than it was. Fantastic. Didn't have much anyway. Like I say, I was on the spyglass. No. Oh well. You come across a Raparo man, a woman sitting on a rooftop, watching the activity below. They're passing a pipe back and forth and talking quietly. He gnaws the end of the pipe nervously. My neighbour disappeared near the Undercroft weeks ago. She shrugs. Always smugglers and pirates lurking there. Some of them turn to slaving. He nods, taking a puff. That's for what I stay away. That's for what I stay away from the Delver's Row. Plenty of bad sorts there. She holds her hand out for the pipe. Akira, but they are the only sorts who pay. Akira. They lapse into silence, smoking peacefully. Nothing of relevance catches your attention.
Please, I did nothing.
You see a man being dragged along a rickety broad walk towards a rusty cage that swings over the abyss. He stains against the guard's grip. The guard delivers a savage backhand.
Enough! Or do you wish to consign her to the old city as well?
The warrior casts a meaningful glance at a woman standing a short distance away.
Let him go!
She screams at the guard, but she doesn't dare approach. The man notices her. His face lights up with shame.
Biha, I'm sorry.
Your tongue flops like a dying fish. I tire of its stink. Lower him down!
Okay. The guards drag the Paru into a metal cage and lock him inside. He shouts and rattles the bar as it is lowered over the edge of the platform. Eventually the screams are lost to the depths. Take it that must be a jail?
May Tangaloa devour your souls, you cold-blooded eels.
Be careful. The Gullet is no place for outsiders.
Guard folds his arm, watching the activity of the walkway through its slitted eyes. A coral piercing juts from his lower lip. He notices you with a sharp nod. Why was that man sent below?
Outtro? He associated with foreign criminals.
He spits. The gob of saliva is just one more splotch of the weathered and malted boards.
I cannot be certain about Biha, so I let her go. But I will be watching her. These wicked sorts overrun the Gullet and corrupt the Raparo. Our justice must be swift and firm.
Where is Biha now?
Hers is the first house you come to. Just there.
Southwest across the walkways.
You will probably find her there.
And where does his life go?
To the old city, Eora. A god's cursed ruin filled with walking corpses and abominations of the deep. And the remains of lawbreakers and troublemakers. The Gullet is no place to wander. Watch yourself for rowdies and pirates.
Okay, I want to access the lift.
Are you mad or merely lost? That place is a punishment for the lowest sort. Go and explore someplace with pleasant views and fresh air. The harbor, or Periki's Overlook.
Nikitaka has a rich history and some of it lies buried. I must see it for myself. He shakes his head.
It's your neck, Eora.
He whistles and the guard standing by the lift looks over at him and nods.
We will leave the lift down there for half a day. That should be enough time to come back to your senses. After that, you are on your own. The guard will let you pass, though I urge you to reconsider.
Ooh. Right. Seems I can get down there. check. Coffee. Dead man's note. All aboard. All aboard. I take it this must be a time limit as well, so. Alright.
Was taking Bataro not enough for you?
A woman thrashes a row of tunics and sarong hanging from the rafters. Her pointed teeth are gritted in frustration, her lips set in a snarl. The clothes are spotless, yet she swings a handful of reeds against it again and again, grunting with each blow. Several children huddle together, whispering and looking on with red, tearful eyes.
Bataro is gone. Dead. What more do you want?
She punctuates each statement with a fierce whack of the reeds. The children flinch, looking between you and the woman. Take a deep breath and let's talk about this. Whatever it is, calmly. She looks at you for the first time. A fraction of her anger burns away.
Forgive me. I thought you were one of the foreigners who sent him away. Outsiders here always go to the tavern. My village was not like this. Why does Queen Onikaza not send the foreigners away?
How do you know the man who was lured into the old city? Well, if the children start to say something, but Hera shoots her with a sharp glare. She turns back to you, arms crossed, gripping the reed bundle tightly.
Bataro is punished already, I say. Whatever offense he gave, do not hang it on our necks.
He begins swatting at the laundry again, though with considerable less gutso. I know you're scared, but I'm not here to harm you.
We say the only thing that live in these depths are ghost eels. And fish eaten by ghost eels.
Lovely.
Which are you?
Both. She turns away from you, striking the sarong harder and harder.
The traders say they bring riches in their big ships.
The fabric pops and snaps beneath her fury. Sweat is flying, splattering with clean sarong.
But what reaches the gullet? Only crime and sickness, I say.
He pauses to take another couple of swings at the sarong. I think I'm just going to listen.
The Rowatayans promise marvels, strong walls and plenty for all.
She moves on to the next tunic, thrashing it with an even greater fury.
Akira, still my back aches from building their fort, and still I live here. And Bataro said we would finally leave.
What happened? Passionate, benevolent. What happened?
I heard a Rowatayan captain took up at the tavern. Suduzo, they call her. They say she is a traitor, so I thought maybe she will take passengers. Bataro went and found her in the tavern.
Okay, her eyes go hard and dark.
Next I see him, the guards are dragging him to the cage.
Bares her teeth at the memory. Can you take a different ship? She takes her head.
Many ships leave from Queen's Birth, but the Valiants take slaves.
She lowers her voice and glances furtively around.
They say the Principe smuggle goods in the caverns below, but I cannot trust such people. But the Rowatayans have mighty cannons, and a big homeland they abandoned for ours. Perhaps there is more room for us there.
Okay, maybe I can talk to Seduso. She looks at you with the same critical eye she's been giving her laundry, wringing and tugging the reeds.
Everyone knows the Rowatayans are made of brass. They listen only to their commanders. But still, maybe it goes different for you.
Maybe. She looks around, taking in the hanging clothes, the huddling children, and the wrap and splintering walls of the shack around them.
Bataro took some coin. Everything he scraped together working on the docks, when he went to bargain with the captain. I would offer it to you, but it is probably in the old city with Bataro. Or in someone else's pocket.
Tell me about this captain.
Suduzo.
Biha is holding the reeds so tightly that She snaps 1 and 2.
They say she is a traitor, so I thought maybe she will take passengers. But she threw Bataro out. Always Bataro was careful with his words, especially as a Raparu. But a Raparu in Nekataka gives offense just by breathing the air of his betters.
I could look for Bataro.
I could never ask someone to go down to the old city, but since you offer...
She trails off, working with the reeds between her hands while hope and dread battle in her eyes.
It is a big and dangerous place. But perhaps he hid himself. Perhaps...
Steadies herself with a shake of her head.
Please, help him if you can. Or bring me news if you cannot.
How many of you need passage to Tai?
We are 6. 3 children, 2 babes, and me.
Are they all yours?
Such a strange question. A Raparu child is the child of all Raparu.
Just asking, because the children look scared.
At least that is the way in the village where Bataro and me came from. But here, we are all strangers. No one looks in on the sick or cares for the children.
Tell me about this stash of coin. Lori creases her face. She sizes you up with a quick look.
I tell you, I do not know where it is, and I am sure it would be little to someone like you.
She licks her lips.
After what happened, Bataro would sooner have thrown it into the waters than given it to the Mataru or the Rauataians. If it is anywhere, it is surely with his body.
Okay. An elderly repairman squints in your direction before blinking profusely. He hobbles closer, bare feet slapping the splintered floorboards of his abode.
What say you, boy?
Baby boy. He peers steadily into your face, blinking faster all the while. Yeah, that's insight, isn't it? Perception, ooh. Now, the man's arms are thin as sticks. The teeth he has are yellowed or black from years of malnourishment. Can you see me? How do you know who I am?
I see much and many things. I simply do not look with these eyes in the same manner that others do. I have heard much as well. People speak of your kindness, watcher who chases Aothus.
Aothus.
I also hear the Raparu's heartbeat, grown thready and pained. Now a watcher comes to the Gullet, as Amira has shown me you would.
Actually, a starving beggar sent me to speak to you. He lids half closed, heavy with thought.
The Raparu are being crushed from the top. We starve so slowly, it is an agony.
No one deserves to suffer. Not like this.
Seraphin strokes his braided beard beneath a quiet smirk. Oh. The old man shrugs.
This is the Juana way. The fish of our nets are drawn for the tribe. The fruit of our fields, too, is reaped for the tribe. And the coin of our pockets belongs not to one, but to all. All spoils are gifted to the whole of the tribe. The tribe then partakes from the top down, from the most deserving to the least.
Why are the Paru at the least deserving, the last to partake of the tribe's spoils?
The Mataru risk their lives to protect the tribe. The Kuaru provided skilled goods and services. The tribe takes care of the Raparu more than we contribute to the tribe. Or it did, before our numbers swelled too large. The Dawn Stars would feed us, but the guards forbid them to pervert the order of sharing.
Ooh, so she didn't share the food.
There was a man who helped us. A soft-hearted pirate named Ulug. He worked with the Principe captain. Mad Morena, they call her. To bring us food from the black market.
Yeah, well, I've got some bad news.
But for days now, we've had nothing. Ulug was never late with his shipments. Always very conscientious. A good boy. For him to disappear for several days without word. He must be dead.
Must be dead, folks. I mean, he must be dead, right?
The Queen refuses to increase our share of the prize share. Without Ulug's shipments, we will surely starve. I am asking you, what else can we do?
Yeah, you an advocate. I can speak with the royals of Serpent Crown on your behalf.
Perhaps you can achieve what those of my caste cannot. Gain us favor with the crown, and always we Roparu will be indebted to you.
We found the body. What else can we resolve? How else can we resolve?
If we cannot convince the Mataru nor the Principe, I believe the Dawn Stars may help us. Peatly is a child of the Dawn Stars, and has become the Gullet's most cherished healer. I believe she would willingly hear your request for charity. Speak, and I will listen.
I'm looking for a place called Delver's Row.
You mean the black market that lies nestled in the depths of the Narrows?
We know where that is.
The guards do their best to stomp it out, but they are a single boot against 1,000 ants.
Ah, them pox-riddled harbour hogs would be better served taking towels to the sea, for all the drying they'd give it.
The old man nods.
I do not know how to get there, but someone at the tavern might.
Don't worry, I found it. I found Ulog's body in the Narrows. He stills for a moment, only moving to blink his black pebble eyes. Then he takes a deep, shuddering breath and exhales all at once. His damp breath smells like pile and illness.
It was as I feared, then. Tell me, how did he die? Was it fast, at least? Painless?
He was beaten to death. Looks like he went on a while before he died.
The Gullet claims another life, then.
The old man groans, rubbing his knobbling jointed fingers across his eyes.
I'm sorry you had to see that.
Don't worry, we've done much worse.
Right.
Well, I've done much worse.
Thank you for your honesty, Watcher. Few are there who will deliver bad news in all its sorry truth.
Who are you?
I've lived for many years in this gullet. My skin and bones have withered with each year, twisted harder, so that the Roparu now call me Taki Takiri.
A big man.
Though you can see, I am not very big or much sturdy. If a dispute arises within the gullet, I will see it resolved. That I can promise you.
Great. Tell me about the Gullet.
Both time and tragedy have rotted the Gullet into a place of filth and crowdedness. Once, we Roparu lived in a fine neck of the city. That time has fallen, and with it, the ruins of our old city under Neketaka. Long before the foreigners swarmed us, a sea quake rumbled our city, and the mountain cratered down. Many cried to Andra, and were swallowed for their efforts.
His dead eyes flicked side to side.
Now the Mataru send us into the ruins of the old city to be punished. Within that pit lies darkness and death. Not silence, but an end.
Well, that's disturbing.